Hello everyone, I am Palpatine001 again, and we are back with City Skylines 2 4.1 doing the Huntly Kaimai strip, which is actually this little bit between here, which is Huntly, and I've already started some of it, here, which is Kaimai Valley. I'm just going to make sure that it's set up properly before we go. So what we will do is just quickly, actually, yeah, that will send it all the way out before we yep, that will do fine. Anyway, so yeah, 4.1 we'll quickly do this strip here, including moving the prison, and then we'll have a chat about what we're going to do next in 5, 6, 7, and 8.0s of the Manukau Ranges series, as well as do a little celebratory post on reaching 100,000, where I will also again cover what we're going to be doing in part 5, 6, 7, and 8. So first of all, and if you want to know how the city centre, Riverside, and Manukau Way are going, they're all doing very well, with now medium and low density starting to come up, and these now starting to fill up as a result, coming through, and me doing the occasional dotting of high-rise on the way out if they don't have anyone in them like here, so you would just go doink, doink. That rip, and it should probably develop somewhere once. The simulator's got to get changing a few things around first, but it will get going and you get something like that cropping up. Anyway, I distract. In 4.0, we got Huntly brought fully online, usually mostly of the Eastern European stuff, which means when I do the islands off screen, I'm going to probably use the Japanese set for that. At the same time, we also brought the airport online, although we haven't brought its cargo services online just yet. So we will look at doing that shortly. But first of all, let's get going with 4.1. First thing we're going to do is move the prison. But what we will also do is set that up, and there's a water pumping station there, so that's okay. So we don't want technically industry to sit in that. That would be a bit silly. So first of all, let's move the big honking prison out of here. That's taking up very valuable real estate that we want to use. Let's see if we can plop it somewhere where it's going to... No, it's so large that it's going to... Yeah, imagine building a town around a prison. Woohoo. Wouldn't be the first, wouldn't be the last. But hey, that's what we'll do. Because I think that's... I think that's set up for industry anyway. So, I keep forgetting to turn this on. Okay, so that's done. Go back over, go and get the prison. relocation program. Who knows how much it's going to cost? More to the point. Oh, okay, nope, not going to work. So what we will do is quick. Yep, we'll just blow the budget out a little bit more, just like everything in the public service. Da 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 da. Okay. There we go. That is the prison all done. Yay. And in here, we can set this up for... Don't want high density in here, so... Oh, I know what's going to happen with that as soon as I do it. So what you would do is... the way the French offices work... I don't want to break that up either. So what we do... Oh, you're going to do that. Okay. That causes problems in of itself. So we might even... Yeah, that's not going to cause any problems. Famous last words. The other way to do it is... Yeah, that's another way of doing it. Oops. Is that a hospital? Yeah, it's a hospital. So set it up that way. And then... Oh. Yeah, it's probably just actually going to be easier to be a road. And just be done with it. And then you can set that up for... I'm just trying to think what I would put in here. You know, it would be the one time I would actually do... Actually, it would also be a case of dropping a signature building in. Dropping a signature building in there too. It can support high density. It's not so much of a problem. There's no air path there. And then quickly do the parks. So just a slight distraction here, folks, as usual. Plaza. Be enough to get going and wait for the zoning then to backfill it to see what is next, and then we can just add load. Sorry, wrong one actually. We will go southwestern. I like the southwestern set better. And to finish it off, I always keep confusing that for something else. Now I need it. Just... Works nicely. Let's move the taxi stand down. Okay, so that's sets that up, covers that. And if you want to know how busy that is, storing cargo, fine. Passengers are, tell me in the loom actually, yeah, 1,000 passengers away. Busy little airport, and there is a train. That one's returning. So in 4.0 you can see the train ride from Huntly to the city centre and back, and the trains are doing very well. I had to step it up from 640 capacity to 720 just to get on top of it because they were getting overwhelmed. But I digress. So that will cover some of the commercial and office stuff because the city centre's all done for now. So the airport's the next logical place, although we're covering it down here as well, but it will just get some of that demand under control. Right, let's get this little strip set up. Oh, that path's not connecting at all. So, first of all, let's fix that up. Wrong one. There we go, that connects that, and then if we... connects that over as well, so these people can get to the bus stops. Right. Let's get the infrastructure set up. There we go, that serves that nicely. So just a nice little quick filler to get everything going in here. Nothing major to... What I will do actually is... Is that going to let me fill that in? Perfect! Because that will... And then what we'll do is some quick fire terraforming. So while we're also here, and I'll bring up the... I love it when it does that. And then just move it. During the week, Castle Order released an update on the bridge and Bridges and Ports DLC. I'll bring it up I will bring it up in a minute. But basically what happened is that it's been delayed again for whatever reason. You can see it when I go through it. But we do get a patch coming up which is obviously going to impact the state of the game again, which means it could put off, hopefully it's not going to kill off like it did with the Glenbrook series and the Solarian Point series before that, Cape Slade series before that. Could make things a little bit more spicy or interesting depending what gets updated and why, and more to the point, how the mod's going to react to, because I always play heavily modded things like the realistic population parking, trips, it often has big impacts on those, which then can affect on how I do my cities. So it's going to be a very interesting case of wait and see what happens, and hopefully they don't poke the game again to the point I have to do another one. Although technically I'll just restart this map again and I've got another map up my sleeve. But yes, it's the old case of there's another update coming, and what we need in the content's been delayed out another quarter, although that was probably the least surprising piece of news of that one, so make of that as you will on my reaction to that and why I'm not doing a reaction video like all the big streamers are. Probably because you just probably end up telling the same story again and again and again, and it just gets very tedious. Yeah, it gets very tedious very quickly, to the point it's probably, and it's been picked up by others, it puts your it can put your credibility on the line. It's a case of read it for yourself. I'll link it up towards the end of this, and basically make of it at your will. Basically. Anyway, we'll keep plugging along. To be honest, I'm not sure why I'm doing that. Not for what we're going to be zoning. It's gonna not quite, but close enough. Right, so that's basically done. So what we will do is drop into the parks quickly. I keep clicking that one because they're so similar, yet they're not at the same time. Ha, does the job for me. Okay, so that's that done. All things to consider. Lots of park options these days, which keeps me very occupied on. Oops, might pay to do the road first. Then swing back over. Back to the parks. Oh yeah, I got it right this time. Then just actually put an escape park. I don't need anything that large. Might even put in the community pool, because why not? Psychedelic playgrounds are always something else. Can't forget the doggo park, so we'll put a doggo park in on that side. And that side. And that should be pretty much it. Oh, maybe a few more. Those outdoor gyms do get used, people. Oh, and definitely a park up here, but I'll... no. There you go. So that's those covered. It just means I just need to... preferably... Oh, maybe one more. There you go, another park to cover that up, which just leaves me to drop don't need to put that in there, and that just leaves the zones, to which we will do that there. To this side we will do we'll do mixed use there. And then, just because of the proximity of it, there. So we'll go southwestern for this. Row houses there, and then we will shoot southwestern on that side. And on the other side we will go Eastern European. Eastern European there, shoot back over to this side. And then I will check for signature buildings, see if there's any signature buildings I like. Oh, that would work this time. Nah, not suitable for that one. And we've already done that one. Already done those. I think I've already got a petrol station in there. Yep. So we could go... What's that having a flip out over? Interesting, I can't place a signature building down. That may not mean I need to. Uh-oh. Not a good sign. Alright. One moment. Alright, back in business. Don't know what it was. More to the point, I don't think I'm going to be particularly caring at this point. But, I think I'll take... just in case of which one do I want to take, I'll probably take the Foxen pub with parking. Yes, with a lovely car park to boot, and... stick it in over here. Oh, I haven't finished the zoning. Woohoo. Yeah, I'm trying to remember what it was. Ah, who made it? It doesn't matter if it decides to go a bit different. We'll just cycle rock and roll as it comes. I think we're pretty much all set up there. Yep. Now I'll just adjust the bus stops because we've got a couple of new bus stops in place. I think that's the only one I've actually added it. Yep, that's perfectly fine. I think I've got a taxi one there. Yep, so that leaves the post office. I'll actually add that. Which leaves just one thing I need to check is I will, for the sake of argument, I will chuck in a school, just a small one. So, and just to make sure it doesn't get caught out by everyone else. Just make sure it's only servicing that area. Fire station, that's already covered, and that would just leave... I really wanted to be brave. Huh. Right next to that. That would be one of the more interesting ones I've done. Low density officers, meh. That's just me not really. And a small medical clinic. Just to... Oh, that doesn't need... But otherwise, everything else should be... if I... Ooh, that could get a bit interesting. And I think I've... Yeah, okay, so that school was necessary, and... Oh! If I max out this high school already... Wow, okay. Lucky I did decide to check in. Not Southwest, it's Eastern European. Oh, that's quite a low one. Okay, so we need to... We actually need to come... Okay, so... Ooh. Let me just check how big that one is again. I might need to do a bit of... I was wondering how to... Might be a case of... Yeah, it might be a case of literally replace. So I do a little bit of reworking because I didn't realise the high school would go that quick. no upgrade. There's 800. Oh, that means I will put another that smaller one around the corner. So that covers that. And the only problem is you get these big gaps, which becomes somewhat of a pain in the boot. Oh, I think that was never zoned, which means ironically that's not going to fit, and that's also out of scale. Ironically, that's also a pedestrian zone too, so. That allows for that, and then I can just, again, rezone that, although to replace the park I've lost, and it was a small gym. Just add it back down that end. Okay. So that's fine. That, and if I will add it actually. Because that actually has extensions to it. Should those? Okay. All right. Away we go, and of course my low density is going to go nowhere. Oh, because we've maxed out, so they've got to go elsewhere. Just pause it for a minute. I've got to get some. There we go. That should fix those problems up. Yeah, I've got to start watching the schooling now, because we'll start pushing maximum limits in some cases. Oh, is it just the one servicing the area? Oh, it was two. Well, that will give plenty of room. Okay, that solves that particular situation. Whew. That's French, isn't it? So I need another French one. That just shows you what's going on there. I actually had to quickly just redo that because I had to bring a railway line through, but all that does is just have me just... the officers will rebuild when they're ready. So that fills the education problem. So we'll shoot back over to this side, and... Yep, here it all comes, including low density housing. Yay! And row housing too. So it's actually progressing, and I'm just wondering if I go back to... Yeah, I was wondering if I was going to do that. Excellent. That means... I wonder if it's gonna... Yeah, it will actually. Still allow some of the bigger stuff, but at the same time allows me to get some of the so-called smaller stuff too. That's the Eastern European low rent housing. There we go, so we are in full flight. Alright, I'm just going to pause for the moment. Housing's coming, it's being built. And it is filling up very quickly. In fact, if anything, it's probably completely filled up. Okay, I'll just let that develop for a minute and you can just watch that all in action. Hopefully you can see some of the typologies that are going to shortly come about. Oh, shush. Actually, I've got a better idea. See if I can get to one. Why don't we? Oof. Oh, that's okay. Why don't we catch a bus and see as we come back through? And you can see it all developed up. Eastern European on the left, Southwestern on the right, and public housing and mixed use dispersed all through out. There we go. It's a mixed use. Supposed to. I've kept the on-street parking in this case. You still have to pay for it. I think for Huntly is $25 to $35 a day. But that basically concludes it, and whoop, as we come out, as you can see, it's all developed up. So Southwestern mixed use, so that's obviously it's some of the higher order, which is going to be interesting. That means I'm actually going to have to factor for parking. because it's actually built on both sides. I wasn't actually expecting that. And then we've got the low density Eastern European, which I can probably get some more down the back here if I'm not needing to provide parking. No, these have got quite a lot of parking in them. That's quite high. And I don't think these ones do on this side. No. Okay, so I don't have to panic too much about parking. Low rent I'm going to have to. Of course, more... And of course, these guys have got their own parking. Or should have their own parking as well. Flip over to this side. Those are some very big garages for those. But then again, those are pretty... There's the pub. Some low density offices. Come around, I've made most of that low rent. Got the low density. Interesting designs, the low density Eastern European ones. They differ quite a lot. As we come back around to this side more. Mixed use, quite high actually. And even some medium density housing. Just to finish it off, I don't think these guys have parking either, so we might be ending up actually having to provide in some cases parking. It's okay. And I think I can get a whole lot more in behind there. Now then, let me just get something, let me just get that colossal update order for you. So you can see it here. And basically is, so this was done on Tuesday, Wednesday my time technically. So a delay again. And it's a case of, oh dear. But this is what I get on the way out. Not that much of this is going to work given how the city is designed. But, yeah, that is where we are at. A pity, but we'll work with whatever. Work with what we've got. I'm just still looking for the day where we actually get things like bike lanes and such. In any case, I'm Palpatine001, aka the Senate. This has been 4.1, Huntly to Kaimai Valley strip. I'll finish doing that low density stuff off. Doing that filling this out some more and getting maybe some more parking in there. Ironic. We also did a bus ride. Ooh, no, we've done that update. So we will be back with the 100,000 Sims milestone, although we're at 114,000 as of this video. So it'll be a bit of a retrospective one. And then we will get ready for 5.0, which will be the Highlands, which is mainly farming. The main, as always, if you're going to go out and drink, get home safely, because drink driving just doesn't work.